Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight we're going to attempt another premiere draft of Crimson Vow. So let's go ahead and get into this. So my experience with Crimson Vow, at least lately, has been very odd. Although I feel like in this format, it just kind of comes down to whoever ends up curving out better or gets the just gets the better draws. Because I've been losing a lot of games where it just feels like there's nothing I could have done about that. We're just waiting for the last person to say that they're ready. What happens if we get to the end and they don't say that they're ready? I honestly don't even know. Does it kick them? Do we start the drive? What happens? Well, the timer ran out. Okay, so we're rebuilding this. Okay. Because apparently just joining the event isn't enough. You have to click that you're ready to join the event that you've already, said you wanted to join. But whatever. And we start off with, quite a bomb rare. I think this card is a little bit overhyped for something that dies to a Braid that is a common removal spell in this format. But if this sticks around for more than one turn and you're pumping up multiple creatures with it, you just run away with the game. Also, I had a draft where I was like red-black, splashing green only for this card, and I had like several ways to recur this thing. And so I won, not because I just played it the first time, but because I was able to play it and then repeatedly play it. And I would have to play it like 2 or 3 times before it finally stuck around, and then it was able to really do its thing and just take over the game. I had Edgar's Awakening in that deck too, conveniently enough. Okay, so we are going to try and play red-green here. But here... I mean, we have a Wolf Strike. That's a good removal spell. Someone took an uncommon from this pack. If we take the green card here, there's no green whatsoever left in this pack, and that'll signal that at least we want to be green. Something else I kind of knew this about signaling, but it just wasn't always clicking with me. The pack 2, we need to ignore the pack 2 signals. I think that's where I'm kind of getting tripped up a little bit, because pack 1 and pack 3 were passing the packs in the same direction. But pack 2, things are going the opposite direction, so I need to kind of discount that. We're just going to take all these Wolf Strikes, because I have no reason not to. I've kind of been lacking removal in some of these decks lately, and now we've got 2 Wolf Strikes and a Helena and Elena. And a Braid. Definitely going to pick a Braid here. Again, these are just like the best cards in these packs to get. I'm not trying to force red-green, but it's really looking like that's the route we're going to be going. Because I want removal, I want to kill stuff, I want to play big creatures. I like playing big creatures. I've liked green in this format, or just green in Limited in general, because you just play enough big creatures and you can just win that way sometimes. We do need to get our my personal quota of exactly 5 2-mana creatures. We don't have any of those yet. It'd be really nice if we could get like some Pack Song pups or something. That'd be cool. We don't have any wolves yet to go with them, but this is definitely looking like a red-green aggro. Maybe if we could splash black for, like, I don't know, a blood fountain, I would even be up for that. There's something that we could recur this. Because recurring that is really, really strong. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any 2-drops here. But we do have... I like the werewolf a little bit better, because this can bring us into nighttime where our wolf strikes will get stronger. And also we might be ramping into some 5 or 6 drops with this. The sharpshooter isn't bad either, because this deck can also struggle with flyers, but we do have several removal spells. And sometimes if we can put enough ground pressure on our opponents early, then their flyers might be forced to make some unfavorable blocks. So I'm going to take the Weaver of Blossoms here. It's really just between the Blossoms and the Sharpshooter. Maybe the Grizzly Ritual, but that's... I mean, it is a different color. It wouldn't be bad to splash another color for just 1 or 2 removal spells, but we're doing fine on removal spells right now. I mean, we've already got 2 Wolf Strikes and an Abrade. Here... I mean, Scattered Thoughts is a good card, but we're so far off from this. I really feel like at this point, we just need to forcefully go into red-green. And Toxic Scorpion, I like this when we have Wolf Strikes, because we can use just Wolf Strike on the Scorpions and use that to kill basically anything, because this has Death Touch. So I'm going to take the Scorpion here. And there was also that uncommon black creature that could... look at that, we get a Sharpshooter anyways. Desperate Farmer. So black is looking like it might be kind of a little bit open if Desperate Farmer is still here. I'm still interested in shutting down green. So we're going to take the Apprentice Sharpshooter here. We can also Sharpshooter and then just put counters on it and make this thing have a huge toughness side to it. Here, oh, I like the... We could almost take this and go for a white splash, or I could take a Hookhand Mariner here. Either of those are acceptable. Because I want to collect the dual lands, I kind of want to speculate on the white splash, and we're... Yeah, I'm going to spec on the white splash. So if we open a bomb white card, we could then proceed to run it. There's no red here, but we do have a Millipede, which can be... It can be a beefy 5-drop. We'll see if that idea with the dual land was pretty good. Keep in mind we could have had a Hookhand Mariner there. I'm going to take the Lightning Wolf here. We're a Prisoner. I wouldn't be super upset about running that, but Wolf is always guaranteed to be able to attack, whereas the Prisoner, it has Defender while it's daybound. So we'd have to make it night, and then it becomes a nice attacker. Okay, we do need to start getting some more early creatures, which... Oh, hey, there's the Blood Fountain I wanted to splash. So we'll take that for a speculation. I could speculate on this Adamant Will for a possible white splash. Nothing else going on in these really late picks here. None of that is likely to happen, but in case it does, it could be relevant. Crushing Canopy or the Bloody Betrayal. I'm going to take the Bloody Betrayal. I'm going to take another Bloody Betrayal. Well, there's our White Splash. It's a mythic rare, so I feel like I kind of have to take that for the collection. I would have liked the... Would I have liked the Wolfkin Outcast? We only have the one so far. Or two, I guess. Another Toxic Scorpion. Maybe something will get back to us, but I'm going to take the mythic. Okay, so here we have a nice Spore Crawler. We also have a Bleed Dry in this pack. And a Fierce Retribution, which we could, in theory, splash. But I'm more looking for creatures right now, because we do have a few removal spells already. So I'm going to go with the Spore Crawler there. It's also good at training up our sharpshooters. There's a Catilda. If I wasn't so deep into green... the sad part is we're not seeing a lot of red. And Dawnheart Disciple doesn't... I mean, it fits the role of a 2-drop slot. I can't really go white. Number of spirits and or enchantments. That's far off from what we're doing. We're gonna take the Disciple here. We'll just kind of stay the course. Well, we've got a 4-drop, a Sawblade Slinger as the best thing. I'm noticing some good black coming by us and some decent white. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So we've got that human, that can be a human, that's a human, that's a human. I think we will take the Hamlet Vanguard here over the Taxidermist, because that can just become a bomb. I'd like the Flourishing Hunter and the other human as well. There's a Hookhand Mariner for us. There's for our blue splash, but we already got greedy and took a thing for a white splash we're not currently doing. So we're going to take the Hookhand Mariner here. It's a human, it's a werewolf, it can be just a werewolf. Okay, this pack. I mean, heck, white splash, here we come. I don't think we're going to be double splashing this double white card. That's a bit too greedy. This could also, in theory, turn into white-green splashing red for Abrade and Helena and Elena. And this could still be a splash land. Maybe I should be looking at some more white cards as they're coming. I don't know, I'm also fine running like majority green, but white would also give us some more humans that we could then use with our stuff we got going on here. Okay, what's this? It becomes night. I can just make it night. I don't even know if I'd play that. But there's a Shield Basher as well. We kind of have enough 4-drops. I mean, especially if we're playing... That's another... Yeah, I think I'm going to start just taking some of these white cards. In case we do need to run green-white and splash the red. Because since we picked up the Abrade, the red hasn't really been impressive. But I could easily splash for Abrade and Helena and Elena. And then I could go with the Cemetery Protector. Because these are relevant white cards. We have more relevant white cards than we do red. We're about to get our first pack, the pack we opened, back to us. That had... Did that have a lot of red cards in it? Oh, dear. I guess I can take the Epicure. Never been a huge fan of this, but the blood token it makes can be nice to help get us out of a flood, especially in a red-green deck where we don't have a whole lot. Okay, I'm not playing 3 Bloody Betrayals. We're not playing black. I'll just take the uncommon here. Though if we are going to splash, I do still want to find an Evolving Wilds. Okay, again, black is, like, apparently just wide open and nobody's playing it. Like, what is all this? But I opened Helena and Elena. Ah, here we go. Blood Petal Celebrants. That's a 2-drop I wanted. Glad that came back. Oh my gosh, another mythic, just big beat stick thing. We have a Magma Pummeler here, a Dormant Grove, a Sporeback Wolf. There's a lot of good stuff in this pack for, like, every color. Hopefully something comes back to us, but this... Again, I don't think I can pass that up. Equal to the number of lands I control. And so that can also be good with, like, if we're getting flooded. Okay, do I want Lacerate Flesh or do I want a 2-drop? I am still kind of lacking in the 2-drop spots. And this is also a human, so that goes well with our semi-human theme here. I would have liked that Lacerate Flesh as well, to give us a little bit more removal, because we haven't exactly seen a lot of removal since the first few picks. I think we're fine on the upper end of stuff here. I'm going to take the, as I take a 5-mana card, but this is a removal spell. How are we doing on creatures, by the way? 15 creatures, 4 non-creatures. We're doing pretty good on both. So I technically I technically am meeting my quota for the 2-drops. I could probably use another 3-mana creature, for sure. And we could cut a little bit in our 4+ stuff. I'd probably cut the Lightning Wolf. Just because the Slinger can be situationally good, but when we also have the Hamlet Vanguard that can, you know, just come in with a bunch of 1/1 counters if we have a bunch of humans out. Because we're kind of more humans than we are wolves or even vampires at this point. Speaking of being more human, I kind of want the other 2-drop here, whereas another 4-drop, I mean, that wouldn't be awful either. I think we are likely to get more. Let's take this and get rid of the Lightning Wolf. Just because this guy, it can transform, it can be a human if it's not transformed. It can possibly shoot down, like, 1/1 flying spirits that could otherwise annoy this deck. Or 2/1 flying vampires that could otherwise annoy this deck. We're still looking for 4 more playables, and I could still go... Oh, geez. The, another dual land that I kind of need. I mean, we wouldn't be playing it, but I'm not playing I'm not playing any of these other cards. Sure Strike could be playable, but I'm going to take the land here. So here the Heirloom or the Statuette. Maybe I'll take the Statuette because it does come with a blood token. Heirloom wouldn't be awful either because we are running a number of bigger things. I'll take the Statuette. I'll take the Reckless Impulse here. I would definitely like that as a form of card draw. I would have liked that other Disciple. It's a vampire, it gains lifelink. I don't know if we're going to run that. Magma Pummeler came back to us. Yes, I will. I like that card. We have 22 cards in our main deck right now without splashing anything. I would like a couple more 2 or 3 drops. Preferably of the human variety. Or another Lacerate Flesh. I mean, I'll play another removal. Massive Might is a playable card. Another Epicure would be what I'd play out of here. Give me the Epicure. Thank you. The Recruit that we're not playing, and a Pyrespawn that we are not playing. Alright, so we only have a couple cuts to make here. Unless we want to try... I feel like we have enough removal to where I shouldn't need this, although that is kind of unconditional removal. I could also play Bloody Betrayal to really put pressure on our opponents. I think regardless of what happens, this has been a pretty nice draft. We've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 rares and 2 mythics. So yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. So I only need to cut 2 things. How many creatures to non-creatures? Let's see, let's do this. This is essentially like at least a 4 or 5 drop. If anything, we could get rid of the Millipede. Millipede could just be... The issue with the Millipede is it could just be really inconsistent. That is also... There's no way I'm running this and the Millipede. Okay, we're going to put a line here for things that could be potentially cut. Can I... want them in the same column, thank you. I could cut one of those. Does this thing give... Oh, it gives +1/+1. That's also going to go great with the Magma Pummeler. Where X is Helena and Elena's power. And it grants haste. Yeah, I think the Statuette can go. For sure. Because we don't have a ton of blood token synergy. And then I think we're going to keep the Massive Might, because the combat trick could be useful. So then it's between the Millipede or one of the Epicures. And I think the answer is we'd go down to 16 creatures, cutting an Epicure. How many big things do we really need? I don't think we want to clog up our hand with big stuff. Especially because we got the Reckless Impulse here, so I'm going to cut the Millipede. Because the worst thing to happen is we play the Reckless Impulse and we, hit the Cultivator that we then can't play. Other options are white, which has more humans. But even if we only have one human when we play this, it's still a 3/3 for 3 with Ward 2. That's not bad. If we get it out with 2 humans, like all of our 4-drops are humans, at least while it's daytime. And we have just a couple 2-mana humans. I wanted to find another Dawnheart Disciple, but there's always something better in the pack to take. We'll run it like this. And we'll see how this one goes. It gave me 9 forests, probably because I have the triple green. But I do have 2 double red cards as well, the Pummeler and the Pummeler and that Ballista, the Ballista guy. I think we also just have more green cards in the deck in general, so this should be fine. Well, we have a 2-drop, we have lands. We have most of our removal already. And they have a Perish Blade Trainee. We're gonna just kind of hold off on revealing our second color here for the moment. If they attack into this, there's clearly something up and I'm not gonna block. There's a Kindly Ancestor. Okay. I feel like I abrade the Kindly Ancestor here, but I don't really want to spend a braid on it. What if we just Wolf Strike the Trainee? I could do that. I am allowing them the potential to play a Adamant Will. And get rid of that before it becomes a problem. Yeah, there we go. I'll just take the 2. That's fine. They'll gain 2. We've got enough big stuff that we just need to find, and then it won't matter. And see, now I can abrade that thing. Because I would much rather be abrading that. We'll go attacking here. And they can strike back. We do have a Massive Might in the wings. If I had another mountain there, I would have played the mountain, and then I could have played the Epicure as well. Because this 2 damage going back and forth isn't... Well, that's not productive for us either. Because now they're going to get some draws. I could go attacking here. Massive Might if they block. Let's do that. They're not willing to risk that. I don't blame them. I have to stop their draw engine here. So that's got to go. No draw engine for you. Which means they're getting another turn where they deal 2, they gain 2. We've done all this attacking on them, and they're still at 20 life. They'll be at 22, at least by the end of this turn. We could use our big creatures now, deck, any time. Oh, that is getting Wolf Striked for sure. Oh, hey, there's a big creature. That one's a little bit too big for us to play right now. We are Wolf Striking that, unless they decide they want to block, which they don't have a reason to, because our deck is just deciding that it does not want to draw creatures. But that is okay. No indestructible Shield Bashers for you. Now, they haven't played any sort of pump spells or removal or anything like that yet. So maybe they're not drawing theirs. Maybe I could even, do this thing with the Epicure and the Massive Might. And get rid of the Kindly Ancestor. I could also Blood Token the Colossus. I mean, I almost don't have a reason not to do this. Yeah, and that gets rid of it. Okay, so what all do they have in their hand? Because their hand is kind of loaded right now. Okay, they've got that. And a Traveling Minister, okay. This is a sad state of affairs. Because I don't know if we should... Part of me wants to discard it, but part of me also wants to not. I'm just going to go no attacks here. And we'll just pass things over. I will trade the Disciple for the Infantry if they want to do that. Now if we draw another land, we can play the Colossus. I'd be happy with that. Unless they're saving their removal because, we haven't really played anything worth spending removal on yet. They also do not have Bleed Dry. Oh, hey, they're gonna remove stuff. Okay. They're gonna remove our Disciple. Well, they cannot Bleed Dry this yet because they don't have double black. So they could Fierce Retribution it when we go attacking. No blocks. So we're either going to get a land and slam this, or we're going to get something relevant. I bet our opponent wishes they still had... well, this thing's not going to block, so may as well attack. I bet our opponent still wishes they had the... that Circle of Confinement because it's really good against Magma Pummeler. We will lose counters as the Magma Pummeler is dealt damage, but then I can kill stuff, or they can just do that. And so we're back down to this. There's a Twin Blade Geist, that's annoying. Don't have any other lands to use with it. But now if we draw lands, I can always just pitch them to the blood tokens. Now they have double black, so if they have a bleed dry, they can totally use it and, like, blow us out here. That does not seem to be happening. Alright, let's find something relevant and get a slightly more stable board. Shall we? How many humans do I have? I have no humans on the field right now. That is like the saddest... That's so sad. Maybe I should have held on to that. I don't know, but... The three things I had were not humans. I mean, a land makes this an 8/8. I cannot really go attacking, though, because we're only at 8 health, and they have, you know, double strike and this. So we might end up not winning this one here. Didn't get any Flame Blast Bolts. Those would be great right now. Maybe I was supposed to hang on to the human. I mean, we'll find out next turn, because if I had just passed there with the 3-mana human in hand, then I would have drawn the land next turn, used my last blood token on that, and then drawn whatever it is we're about to draw here. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. That is a Toxic Scorpion, which is also not a human, might I add. But we're going to have to make a move here, because we're going to lose this very soon. Actually, we're going to lose it on this turn, because they just give this... Oh, that only gets +1/+0. So that'd be 4, 6. 6 damage in the air we're taking. And white-red without life gain. That's not a horrible draw here. Actually, yes it is, because I can't use the blood token. And they just slam over. Yeah, this was... The Colossus was just not... It was good, but it's not enough when they have flyers. And I can't do anything about flyers. Because we had to use their removal on other stuff that came out. Yeah, unfortunate. Alright, is there anything else I could change? I mean, that Colossus was kind of slow. But I don't feel like... I mean, Millipede wouldn't have been much better. Especially because I don't really want to mill my creatures. Lightning Wolf. Yeah, none of that just deals with the flying. I could play a Bloody Betrayal. We just didn't see any of these 4-drops. We're not really running enough vampires to give something lifelink. So that's kind of out of the question. Yeah, let's just, I mean, we do kind of have a decent amount of blood token stuff. But then we want to get up to 7 lands for the Colossus. I feel like those themes are kind of at odds with each other, because if I take out the Colossus... I mean, Magma Pummeler also likes being big. Yeah, my Pummeler also kind of got pummeled there with the Sigarda's Imprisonment. It's just that there's almost no way that we're playing this on 7 lands and then turning around and dropping more lands into play to draw cards when we do have things that make blood tokens. But then again, it kind of scales. We'll try it again. I mean, just imagine, like, being able to put that down when we have a Helena and Elena in play, and then give it 2 more 1/1 counters and haste. And then we just win the game. Oh, hi. Opponent goes first. We're going to have kind of a defensive 3-drop, so we'll give it a go. That's not a card I wanted to see, if I'm being totally honest. Sharpshooter can block the Spore Crawler. Oh, it's not blocking that, is it? Not interested in trading with the Scorpion, though. There's a Weaver of Blossoms, so I can play this, and then this next turn, and give that... Yeah, that's... seems good. Play that, give that, some... Oh, there's a flyer. I do have Angelic Quartermaster for that. I mean, I can totally block something here. I can totally block the Scorpion with Helena and Elena. They have no mana open. That is a mistake. Because First Strike does not care about your Death Touch. Okay, now let's... Let's reverse the pressure here. Make this a 5-5 because we can also go training at the same time. I didn't mean 5. Make that 3 because we can actually afford to pay that. And here's some stuff for you. Okay, cool, and I'm going to deal 3 damage to something. Guess what? It's going to be that. Now I don't have to worry about the flyer. They can swing in for 5 here, but we are threatening a lot. Sigarda's imprisonment, you can do that. You may do that. I could actually play this and still get another training counter going here. If I double spell. Which I'm kind of about that, because this will trigger the human. And I do that. I could swing with the pummeler, why not? I'm not killing the pummeler this turn. They're just gonna take a bunch of damage, okay. Yeah, they gotta get rid of that. It's caused them too much pain and suffering. Now if they're not casting something, this is going to flip. And now we've got Wolf Strike. Which I am totally going to use like this. Because I was going to give it +2/+0. Then I can train again. Yeah. Okay, that game went better. That game went much better. I noticed with the flip there, we could have played the Colossus. Well, the Colossus also just sat in our hand, and yeah, I really don't know about that. Colossus just doesn't... It doesn't feel right. Maybe I go with Lightning Wolf instead of the Colossus. Because with the 2 Epicures and the Lacerate Fleshes, I can probably... Like, I'm finding ways to use the mana. And I have this I can dump it into. Let's take him out. It's either Lightning Wolf... Could even go with the Pyre Spawn. Or the Millipede. Because I feel like we just want to win quickly. So let's go with the Lightning Wolf. Because we didn't need the Colossus that game. And we can't use the argument of humans because Colossus was not a human. It'd be weird if that thing was a human. Maybe it absorbed a human somewhere in its giant, you know, elementalness. Regardless, it's not a human. We only have the Toxic Scorpion and we can't do anything else, so I'm not going to keep that. I am going to keep this and probably get rid of a Lacerate because we're far off from doing that. And with these two I can get a semi-aggressive start going here. If our opponent wants to trade, that's fine. If they don't want to trade, then I just do this. Next turn I can give this Death Touch. It'll have First Strike and Death Touch. possibly opening up our opponent to making a mistake. I'm not blocking that. Sporeback Wolf, okay. Well, now I can just play the Sharpshooter. And I can save the Scorpion for the following turn. We can potentially train the Sharpshooter once. I think I will give this. So that way they would have to... I mean, they could triple block. I'd end up trading this for that. Or this for that. It doesn't feel awful. Maybe I should have left a green open so we could bluff a combat trade. Oh, they're not going to do any of that. They're going to have no part of that. Well, if I draw a land, I can play the Pummeler on 3, which is... it's okay on 3. It could still offer another training potential here. Toxic Scorpion can trade with whatever they want to send over. I can also start just going attacking with the Scorpion as well. They're looking at our... a Curse of Hospitality. I don't like that. Don't like that one bit. But they're not attacking us, so that's fine. Then we can go in with... we're kind of out of good attacks here. I mean, if I attack with just the Sharpshooter, these guys just bounce off each other. So let's play this on 3. And they're red-green, so that means their removal is all going to be damage-based. I could come in with the Scorpion. I just don't have a real reason to right now. Oh, they have an Abrade on the Scorpion. Interesting. They're not really getting through this board. If I find Helena and Elena, we can really start putting the pressure on them, because they also have to think about the backswing we can do. If they have more removal, that would be... a thing for them. Because right now I am still threatening a potential training here. That's fine, take your time. You've got time. Okay. Cloaked Cadet. That is a relevant human. They don't have a thing to train that. So I feel like we could swing in here. They might get like a Curse of Hospitality trigger, but I kind of just want to keep the pressure on them, and this helps us do that. I'm gonna block there. Okay. Well, I can send that extra point of damage to their face, and I can play that. They have no zombies or artifacts, so it doesn't really do anything. But now we have another potential training target here. And now we don't. They can't go super crazy, though. Oh, there's a Ridge Wolf. I'm gonna say they can't go super crazy because then we would be able to attack for lethal. Oh, they have a massive might. I would have liked to have drawn that. Massive might does nothing because it's going to go away at the end steps, so that's why that Curse of Hospitality trigger wasn't that big of a deal. Kind of was for me because otherwise I could have pumped the Pummeler and gone. Gone attacking again and training again, for that matter. I don't have any good attacks here. But we're not flipping it tonight, so we're going to do this. Or do I... I mean, if they block this, it's going to do 2 damage to something else. So if they block here and we trade, I could also kill their Sporeback Wolf. I'm okay with that going in. And if they don't block it, it can just threaten to keep attacking, because if they block it and damage it, it's going to damage something else. Okay, our opponent does not want to lose 2 creatures here. But once again, they're kind of in a tight spot. But I think if I had gotten that massive might, that could have ended up sealing the game. Because they just keep getting creatures. Oh, we have a Wolf Strike. What can I do with that? I can kill the thing they just played. Let's go attacking here and see what they want to do. I want to do that, huh? I kind of don't really want that happening. I was considering doing that anyways. Could have also let it go into nighttime. Oh, don't want it to go into nighttime now. Kind of glad it didn't let it go into nighttime there. Ooh, how many humans do I have? I know I have a bunch of humans in this deck, but cannot seem to draw them. Well, if I go attacking with this now, it's still going to do something. Okay, I can kill their other wolf, which I think I'm going to do just to stop so many of these wolves from coming. And I have a 3/3. It's not bad as a 3/3. But really, with all the humans I have in the deck, and I managed to draw... Okay, that thing died. But I managed to draw, like, almost all of the non-humans already. Helena and Elena would be a great draw. It usually is. Okay, they went for the flip, which means their stuff is now bigger. But I have a Hookhand Mariner that is now a 6/4. And they block my 3 biggest. Yeah, I don't have attacks here. I will entirely block stuff. If they swing here, I might just block here and these two. Well, I'd like you to stop having stuff. I have a Lightning Wolf. Actually, this can now train this, so I do have to consider that. But a 4-7, it just doesn't punch through that. If I attack in here, they could double block and I'd only be killing one thing. And then that one thing dies and they draw a card. So we're going to play the Lightning Wolf. They can block 4. And that doesn't get us there. Pyre Spawn, that's a big thing. Remember, this Lightning Wolf could have been the I didn't do it like that. I can cast that next turn. Okay, what would I lacerate flesh, though? Okay, they have decided it is time. So let's see, that can block there. 3. I do need this to die. I'd like... Honestly, I might be okay if the Pyre Spawn lives for a hot moment. How much are they doing to us, though? 2 and 3. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They'd get 3 triggers off the thing. Oh, that thing has trample as well. Oh, they all have trample. I think I'm good with this. So they just kind of refilled. They have a taxidermist, they have that. So they could double cast both my things. I could kill one and they're dead. Dead on the Crackback? Because if they cast another thing, that's going to go back to Daylight, and it's not, well, then it can block that. So if I do this, they block the 2, and they still take... Yeah, they're still taking at least 5 on the Crackback here. I understand that they had to go for it, but I think we navigated... Of course we navigated it well. We're winning. They cannot block and win. They're at 5 life. Whew. That was a case of making good blocks there. Of course, we were at 5 life, so if our opponent had a Witch's Web on that hasty guy that gets +2/+2, we would have been dead. So that was a somewhat risky move there. But we pulled through. I definitely like the Lightning Wolf there over the Colossus that cost 7 mana. Because we would not have been able to play that Colossus, and we probably would not have been able to win if that was the case. So yeah, 7 mana is just kind of a lot in this format. In a format where, you know, we're discarding blood token, we're discarding extra lands to blood tokens. We don't really want to be keeping those, and we do have a decent amount of blood token generation here with a couple of the Lacerate Fleshes and the Epicures. You know, those Epicures, I have not been a big fan of them. Even playing against them, like, most of the time they just kind of sit there, but the blood token they give, it was definitely relevant in that game. And the 1 points of damage that they do, it's like they almost just do enough to make them worthwhile. I heard explosions. What happened? A draw? I don't know why Arena does that sometimes. I don't know why that happens. Maybe our opponent, like, canceled out, but then we still ended up getting matched against them, and that's why it ended up being a draw? I don't know. Would be better if that counted as a win for us. I mean, at least it doesn't count as a loss either. That'd be horrible if that counted as a loss. People would be angry. We have a turn 3 Vanguard and nothing else. Because we don't have a Braid, we don't have... If we draw a Forest, then we can get these guys out. This could be a slow hand, too. I don't like it. I can keep that. We're not Magma Pummeling, though. At least here I can play the Spore Crawler. I can't play that as my first card. Come on. And they still want to give it to me. But I can definitely play... You're late? Let's throw this out here first. It's turn 3. I'll play the Taxidermist next. I am not about to, I mean, maybe I should have gone attacking. It would have been a free attack there. Could have been bluffing like a pump spell or whatever. I can play the Hamlet Vanguard next turn, and that would also hold open a Braid, because this can tap for any color. So we have fixed our mana, yay! We're also not going to get a Magma Pummeler in this game, so that's something we'll have to keep in mind. I kind of need that to die. I'm hoping Toxic Scorpion. I'm not trading both these things for that. That's not happening. Bloodpetal Celebrants. Well, that is not the card we wanted, is it? A Braid isn't going to do much against these 4 toughness things, so I'm going to play out the Celebrants here. I will definitely double block this thing if it wants to come in. Oh, if it does, it's so rough. I can also go attacking. I mean, if they come in with if they come in with this thing, they definitely have some sort of trick. It could be Undying Malice, could be who knows what. But I could attack in with this and abrade it, and then First Strike kills it. That is a valid play. Now they know we have red, though. Without us actually having a red land. This was also a mulligan down to 6 for us, so we're kind of in a rough spot. It doesn't seem like they have a combat trick, because otherwise they would have come in with this. So I might be okay to, like, double block here. That's so rough. They would have to have a trick. I don't want to take 8, though. And I don't want to just chump. We're going to force him to have something. Okay. Okay. This isn't bad. I do need to get, like, some red mana here. Here we go. Thank you. I could go in with the... I don't think I can do that. I mean, we do have a Wolf Strike. I can go in with this. I've got Wolf Strike and I've got Abrade. I think I'll just Abrade this. Because right now Wolf Strike would open us up to potential removal. If they want to attack me for 1 with the Gluttonous Guest, that's fine. I don't want them attacking with this because they will gain life just off the attack. Granted, if they have a pump spell to go with it, if they had a pump spell, they would have had to have just drawn it, because otherwise they would have used it on that Ancient Lumberknot, for sure. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That is really bad. I have to curb some of this damage. I got to get that out of here. I have 2 Lumberknots. How are we going to beat 2 Lumberknots? Not with this, that's for sure. There's only 1 creature in the graveyard there. Guess let's do that. Yeah, they were not going to block that. So I block with the Spore Crawler and Wolf Strike it. Pointed Discussion? I don't like that either. Maybe I just block here and wait on the Wolf Strike, and then Wolf Strike using the Celebrant. So that way we get entirely through combat. But these things gotta stay off the field. So let's do that. We can take another 4 damage here. We're gonna get an extra card draw. We had to mulligan down to 6 on this on the play. That was terrible. We're gonna have to Wolf Strike here. Do I want our opponent to draw something? Not particularly. But I also want them to tap out. So that's just... This is just getting to be too much, because now they just get back their Lumberknot. Is it just me, or is the music, like, doubled right now? I could chump block, but then I can't train. I have to chump block. What am I talking about? And then I can train, because this will be a 4/4. And again, this is all just dependent on our opponent not having more than what we already know about, being this Lumber Knot. But they still have 3 other unknown cards in their hand. This is just too many Lumber Knots. I can't even think about... Oh, jeez. I can't even think about going training here. Well, now they know we don't have anything. Why? Spore Crawler, Vanguard... Oh, we gotta have 4, not 3. A Toxic Scorpion. A reasonable card. Although we still have to... We have to give up everything. So that is going to block that. Yeah, the problem is we just lose everything here. Oh, that crap has Menace. Oh, well then we're just dead. Because then we're at least taking the 4 from that. Yeah. Again, just another rough game. We'd really like to get at least one more win here. Because that puts us at the 3 wins where we get 1,000 gems. We'd like to get up to 7 wins. But, you know, everybody has a good deck. And it's just a matter of... I think I'm going to keep this, because if we get a red land, we can play this. I don't want to go down to 6 for a 3rd game in a row. We have the Wolf Strike with the Toxic Scorpion combo. Of course, they could just Flame Blast Bolt it here, which is what they're going to do. I mean, at least our opponent is just kind of sitting there, too. Learning Suitor, that would go great with some red mana. There we go. Okay, I don't care as much about the Catapult dude, but we gotta get that off the board. I mean, I do care about this thing, but there's not much I can do about that. Oh, jeez. Not another big toughness deck. I don't want another big toughness deck. There's a Spore Crawler. I'm gonna play this. Oh, well, that could be a really sad Magma Pummeler. Or it could be a really happy Magma Pummeler. We'll find out how this goes. And watch, they're probably splashing green for the stupid... Okay, I draw a card. Well, maybe that'll help me get to the mount. No, it does not help me get to the mountain. So I can play that. It's just a chump blocker. Cannot play that at all. I mean, it does give me a blood token. But this gives me another 3/3. kind of want it to be bigger than a 3/3. Fine, let's go with this. Again, this is another just rough game. I could double block, but that doesn't seem good either. I'm kind of just hoping we draw another human and I can double human here and get something big, because... I mean, I guess that's... They don't have blood tokens to go with that. Let's try it. I have no more double red stuff in the deck. A second Wolf Strike. Well, that is not what we needed. But a single Wolf Strike is kind of what we need. I think I'm going to Wolf Strike here, though. You can slow down at any time. Oh, they're going to get this thing flipped. And then we're just dead. Unless we... Wolf Strike here. I didn't want to have to do that. But I can't let that thing flip, because then we just die. And we're probably just dead anyways. I can't afford to double block anything. Because then we're just dead. Oh, this is just awful. There's the other human we wanted. You're late. And the best I can do is this. I can Wolf Strike to try and kill the security. Oh, jeez. Oh, that just kills us. Okay, so I just want to, I don't know, rant a bit, vent some frustrations here. So after this draft, I went back through and I analyzed this. I don't really see where we went wrong, at least in the drafting process. I don't know. I mean, I did contemplate being possibly moving into green-white instead of green-red, but I mean, just look at these first four picks. Helena and Elena, you can't tell me that isn't the best card in this pack. There's not even any removal for it to compete with. And then Elena, Wolf Strike, because there's the other Wolf Strike, and then a Braid. You can't tell me those weren't the best four things to pick out of these packs. And pack one, pick for a Braid, how is that not a signal that we should be in red? And then as the draft went on, like, I don't feel like we were making bad picks for the most part. And then, yeah, like here, I mean, maybe I could have picked the Markov Retribution. We didn't have a ton of vampires, though, so that was kind of risky. Whereas I felt our White Splash could have been better. I mean, we could have grabbed another Mariner. I don't think we were really lacking in our top end at the end of the draft. The other really pivotal point, I mean, we did get the Mythic White Rare, and we did end up picking that green human. Where was that at? And there was a couple points where I saw, like, okay, maybe we could have taken, like, a Fierce Retribution here instead of a... But I still would have liked Spore Crawler if we were green-white, because green-white is kind of lacking in card draw. Where was that? Yeah, here we go. Maybe this rare? should have been a signal to move into green-white. I don't know. Or maybe I should have just taken the taxidermist here, or even the flourishing hunter. Maybe I overestimated the amount of humans, but even still, like that's only just like one card in the deck. And see here, I was even kind of prepping going into white, and then where was it? Like I was like all set to just go transition into green, white, splash red until this happened. Pick 13, Blood Petal Celebrant. Like, how is this not meaning that we should be in red? And then, like, this Magma Pummeler came back to us in pick 9, didn't it? Yeah, the Magma Pummeler wheeled. Like, how is that not assigned to be in red? I mean, maybe here I was kind of mythic drafting. I'm avoiding, like, basic rare drafting, but still picking up the mythics. Maybe Dormant Grove would have been better here because we ended up not running this because the huge cost just ended up not really being worth it. Maybe I should have ended up playing Millipede. Maybe I did need the another Hook Hand Mariner. I don't know, but you guys were watching this. You watched the draft, the deck building. I just feel that sometimes when we get like these records, like a 2-3, I feel like if we handed this draft to an one of the expert drafters, they would have, made a green red deck and went, 7-1 or something with it. Especially after those first four picks in pack one. Like really? Um, so yeah, I don't know where the issue is, and that's where I'm kind of getting frustrated. Like, what was I supposed to take a sure strike here? I don't know. This could have been another spot if we committed to green white, where I could take the fierce retribution and get some more removal there, or maybe take a flyer. But still, I don't think green red was wrong for this. I don't know. I don't want to just pass it off as getting insanely unlucky, um, because like you have people that can consistently, and I mean I know they sometimes get less than 5 wins, but the past few drafts we've been going 3-3, 3-3, and now 2-3. Um, and I had another draft off camera that went 2-3. I decided not to show it because it wasn't really anything special, but I think this draft starting with the strong start that we did, going 2-3, it's just really frustrating, and I'm not sure what went wrong, which is mainly the bulk of my frustration at this point. So leave some comments in the comment section. This is the internet, so I know the internet loves telling people when they're wrong. So I'm asking you guys, internet, to tell me where did I go wrong in this draft? In the draft, in the deck building, in the gameplay. Because I do want to. I mean, my goal is always to win as much as possible. I think that's anyone's goal, but I really feel that this should have gone way better than what it did. I don't just want to chalk it up to the mulligans either, because I mean you've been seeing these drafts where our opponents mulligan down to 6 or sometimes even 5, and they still beat us. Um, so yeah, I really don't know. So let me know in the comments section, and I'm gonna come back. We're gonna do some more drafts, and we're gonna just keep trying to move forward.